Hello everyone, tayo po ay gumawa naman ng isang injuries report para sa isang hospital facility. Ito ay pattern lamang at pwede nating gawin yung eksakto nito base sa ating information. At sa bawat regional offices ng EMB, mayroong mag-evaluate ng ating engineer's report na isinubmit for discharge permit application. At kung may remark sila sa inyong report na sinubmit, sundan nyo lang yung kanilang remark. At wala namang report na magagawa na 100% fit na sa hinihinging information ng evaluators. Basta susundan nyo lang yung remark ng evaluator para sa pag-aayos ng final engineer's report. So our engineer's report this time is for healthcare institution or hospital facility. At we are to follow the outline set by DENR, Environmental Management Bureau, base doon sa Section 14 ng DAO 2005-10 sa discharge permit. And then doon sa online permitting and monitoring system, meron din sa step 6 na outline pagkasunod-sunod nung information na ilalagay sa engineer's report. Ano yung mga ito? Number 1, name of project or business. Number 2, brief description of process involved. Number 3, production capacity, quality or volume, and generic name of products. Number 4 sa outline, nature and character of wastewater and its physical and chemical composition. Then number 5, total daily volume of discharge of raw wastewater. Number 6, in our outline, treatment process and estimated treatment efficiency. Number 7, total daily volume of water consumption and discharge of final treated effluent. Number 8, receiving body of water and official water classification. Number 9, information on flow measurement equipment and procedure. Then number 10, pollution prevention or environmental management system plan or program. Number 11, the DNR hazardous waste generator ID number. And number 12, cost incurred in the installation and maintenance of wastewater treatment facility. At signed ito ng PCO at ng managing head. So that's the outline ng Injuries Report. At dyan nyo po ilalagay yung mga data information base sa prescribed outline. So each item meron kang ibibigay na information or data. So the project subject here for the application of discharge permit is Saint Rafael Medical Center. So kung ito ay isang secondary level hospital located in Balintawak, Lipa City, Batangas. Siyempre, may mga example na address natin. This facility, base sa ating profile, lalagay sa ating industry report, lalong-lalo, yung kung ano yung naka-indicate sa ating project description sa ACC. So this hospital, St. Rafael Medical Center, operating as a healthcare facility, providing outpatient consultation, emergency care, inpatient services, minor surgical procedures, diagnostic services, and ancillary medical support. Pwede nating sampitin, the hospital operates 24 hours daily and caters to the surrounding community. Yeah, pwede nating sambitin yung mga bagay na yun. The facility do not engage in any manufacturing process. Its operation involved patient care services, medical procedures, laboratory analysis, pharmacy operations. Totoo naman, di ba? May mga pharmacy din ng hospital. Kung ano yung nasa project description sa ACC, kopyahin lang ninyo yun. Lagay nyo dyan sa number 2, brief description. Laundry services, kitchen and dietary services, housekeeping, and general sanitation. The information on wastewater generation, pwede mong sambitin. The wastewater is generated from hospital wards, toilets, and baths, laboratory sinks, laundry, kitchen, cleaning activities, and other utility areas. Yan yung mga pwede nating sasambitin. Ano po? Dito naman sa production capacity, number 3, pwede nating sambitin the hospital has a capacity of approximately 100 beds with an average occupancy rate of 60 to 80%. So on a daily basis, it serves approximately 150 to 250 patients, including inpatients, outpatients, and emergency cases. The services provided include medical consultation, confinement services, diagnostic test, 'di ba? Ganyan yung mga laboratory and imaging. Minor surgical procedures, pharmacy services, dietary services, and other healthcare related services. Paglalagay mo dyan sa number 3. Sa number 4, usapang wastewater na ito, sasambitin natin the wastewater generated by the hospital is classified as institutional and domestic wastewater with healthcare related characteristics. It may contain organic matter, suspended solids, nutrients, detergents, disinfectants, traces of pharmaceuticals, and microbial contaminants. Yan. Pwede nating sambitin din wastewater from laboratories and treatment areas is properly managed to prevent the discharge of hazardous chemicals. Especially yung infectious waste, sharps, and chemical waste are strictly segregated and handled separately in accordance with RA 6969 and the DOH DNR Joint Agreement Healthcare Waste Management Guidelines. Pwede nating sambitin dito yung typical wastewater characteristics gaya nung pH value, yung biochemical oxygen demand. Depende kung meron tayong ah, laboratory result, pwede nating indicate dyan. Halimbawa, lagay natin dito 350 milligram per liter o baka ano pa, mas mataas pa. Depende sa inyong laboratory result. Ito ay yung raw wastewater. Yung COD, ano yung COD natin? Halimbawa, 600. Just refer to your result of laboratory analysis. Yung TSS natin, halimbawa, meron tayong 400 milligram per liter. Tapos meron ka pa yung ating mga total coliform, fecal coliform. Yan, ilalagay natin yan dyan. Yung mga result. That's the nature and character of wastewater in its physical chemical composition. Masasagot natin dyan. Number 5, the total estimated daily volume of raw wastewater generated by the hospital is approximately 100 cubic meters per day. Yan ay based doon sa ating water bill or kung wala kayong water bill, yung readings ninyo sa inyong mga deep well. If the hospital consumes 100 cubic meter per day, tapos sasabihin mo approximately 80 to 90% of this volume becomes wastewater, edi meron tayong estimated total daily raw wastewater generation, 80 cubic meter per day. Kukunin lang natin yung 80% nung average 100 na water consumption. That's our estimated total daily raw wastewater generation. Okay? Now, number 6, to ensure protection of public health and the environment, dapat magsasambi tayo nga, the hospital operates a wastewater treatment facility consisting of the following treatment units: screening chamber, equalization tank, biological treatment unit gaya ng aerobic tank, sa ating ano mismo, sequencing batch reactors, SBR. Yung secondary clarifier, kung meron pa tayong mga ganyan sa ating treatment facility. The disinfection chamber, usually tinatawag natin itong chlorine contact tank. Tapos dyan tayo mag-i-inject ng chlorine, that in the process of chlorination, matanggal natin yung mga disease-causing microorganism. Ganun din, meron din tayong sludge holding tank. The wastewater undergoes physical, biological, and chemical treatment before discharge. So the treatment system must be designed to achieve significant reduction in pollutants concerned, lalong-lalo yung BOD, biochemical oxygen demand. Dapat nakadesinyo nga yung facility, like 85 to 95% BOD removal para pumasa sa DNR standard. So imagine kung 100 milligram per liter ang BOD, tanggalan mo siya ng 95%. O di halos 5 milligram per liter na lang ang result natin sa BOD kasi natanggal mo na eh. Eh paano kung hindi nakadesign yung 85 to 95% removal? Eh baka bumagsak sa standard ng DNR. Kaya yun nga, um, the treatment system must be designed to achieve significant reduction. Di ba meron tayong BOD, TSS, COD, pH, color, ammonia, nitrate, phosphate, yan. Ano yung mga removal efficiency niyan? Of course, you will add the hospital commits that the quality of its final effluent consistently complies with the effluent standards prescribed under Dow 2016-08. Oh, kailangan nating sasambitin yon. Ano ba yung Dow 2016-08? Ito yung Water Quality Guidelines and General Effluent Standard. So, yan. Dito naman sa number 7, sinasabi natin the hospital's average daily water consumption. Pwede nating i-relate doon sa ating water bill. Ano ba nakasulat doon? Halimbawa, meron tayong pinakamababa, 90. Meron tayong pinakamataas, 110 na consumption. So, makakakuha ka ng average. Ngayon, para di kayo mahirapan, kunin nyo lahat ng bill mula month 1 hanggang month 12. O, i-add mo lahat ng water consumption doon, monthly yon, i-divide mo ngayon sa 12. Kung meron kang 12 na water bill, o, i-divide mo ngayon yung total water consumption sa 12. Makukuha mo ngayon yung monthly average. And then, divide mo naman ulit ng 30 para makuha mo naman yung daily average. So, you need to decide dito sa average daily water consumption kung ano yung daily water consumption natin. Kasi yun ang hinahanap eh. Halimbawa, meron tayong sagot na 90 cubic meter per day. O let's say 100 cubic meter per day. And then we estimate the daily discharge of treated effluent. Most likely, hindi naman yung buo din na 100. Most likely, hindi mo yan ma-discharge lahat. Halimbawa, 80% to 90% yan yung mako-convert into wastewater na iti-treat sa wastewater treatment system. So let's say 90 cubic meter per day. Usually, 80% nung total water consumption natin ay yan yung wastewater, domestic wastewater. Meron pang ibang type. Halimbawa, 90 cubic meter per day. Plus, syempre, yung accounts for evaporation, ito yung mga water losses yung consumption in processes, yung mga leakages and other operational uses na hindi mo na talaga ma-discharge. Number 8, we have the receiving body of water and official water classification. Masasambit mo dapat dyan kung saan ang discharge. The treated effluent is discharged into the Balintawak River with official classification na Class C freshwater. So kung under DNR classification, Class C freshwater, pwede mong gamitin for what purpose ito. That during this time, Class C pa, baka in the future maging ng Class D dahil sa iyo. Kaya nilalagay natin yung name of receiving body of water sa yung official water classification. You go to emb.gov.ph, look for environmental statistics, and then under environmental statistics, you look for water quality management data. I-click mo yung water quality management data, makikita mo yung mga water classification sa buong Pilipinas. So kung anumang river ang i-indicate mo dyan, make sure na mailagay mo din yung official water classification. No? Number 9, the wastewater flow is monitored through the use of a calibrated water meter installed at the main water supply line and the flow measurement device installed at the wastewater treatment facility outlet. So we have daily monitoring logs that are maintained by the engineering or pollution control officer. Yung engineering unit, kung nagmo-monitor sila niyan, o yung pollution control officer na lang mismo to record influent and effluent volumes. There must be also periodic calibration and verification of monitoring equipment to ensure accuracy of reading. Yan naman ay kung ginagawa o gagawin natin. Ilalagay natin dyan sa number 9. Mapapansin nyo, puro mga narrative ito kasi kanya-kanya tayo ng design ng treatment facility, kanya-kanya ng ginagamit na metering device. Most likely, i-comment sa inyo, ilagay nyo dyan yung mga drawing plans, yung pagkaka-install, ano yung plan, ilalagay mo dyan sa report to support yung mga pinagsasabi natin. Like, for example, dito sa treatment process and estimated treatment efficiency, ilalagay mo dyan yung drawing. Ano ba ang itsura ng wastewater treatment facility? Ano po? Then dito sa number 10, pollution prevention or environmental management system plan or program. Siyempre, sasambit ka lagi dyan. Yan yung mga hihingi na information. The hospital implements a comprehensive pollution prevention and environmental management program as part of its commitment to environmental compliance. Maybe this includes proper segregation of healthcare waste. Yung mga suggested statement na natin yan. Strict implementation of the healthcare waste management plan. Regular operation and maintenance of the wastewater treatment facility. Periodic effluent sampling and laboratory analysis through DNR accredited laboratories. Siyempre maganda dapat din staff training on environmental and infection control practices. Chemical handling protocols, water and energy conservation measures, and designation of a trained PCO to oversee compliance with environmental regulation. Yan yung mga part ng ating pollution prevention EMS plan or program. Mga suggested statement, pwede nyo pang dagdagan yan o gusto nyo bawasan. Ano? Then number 11, bilang hospital, facility, or healthcare institution, kailangan meron tayong registration sa DNR-EMB in compliance with RA 6969 saka DAO 2013-22. The hospital is registered with the Environmental Management Bureau. Yan ang mga sambitin natin as a hazardous waste generator due to the nature of healthcare waste produced. So, ilagay mo dyan yung DNR Has Waste Generator ID number kung meron na. Kung wala pa, edi wag mo nang sambitin yung registered. Sabi mo ongoing registration with application reference number submitted on. O, yun yung pwede nating ilagay dyan. All hazardous waste such as infectious waste, sharps, pharmaceuticals, and chemical waste are properly stored, labeled, and transported only by DNR accredited transporters to accredited treatment, storage, and disposal facilities. O, ayan. Mga simple statement yan dyan, pero pwede na. No? Number 12, the hospital has invested significant significantly in environmental protection through the installation of its wastewater treatment facility and related systems. So, pwede mong sambitin dyan yung estimated capital cost kasi yun nga ang hinihingi sa outline. Cost incurred in the installation and maintenance of wastewater treatment facility. So, mayroon tayong cost for installation saka sa maintenance or operation. So we can say the estimated capital cost for the construction and installation of the wastewater treatment facility is ito, nagbibigay lang tayo ng mga approximate 2,500,000 to 4,000,000. So, depende po kung ano yung cost mismo ninyo. Halimbawa, 4,000,000. O, yan. Then we also indicate the annual operating and maintenance cost, which includes the electricity consumption, treatment chemicals, laboratory testing, sludge management, equipment maintenance, and personal support. O, pwede nating ilagay yung estimated amount like 300,000 to 500,000 per year. O, kung ano yung estimated numero, halimbawa, lagyan natin 500,000 per year. So, nabibigyan ko lang kayo ng mga idea sa mga numero. Meron bang supporting dokumento? Mas mabuti kung meron. Pero kung wala, estimated naman to eh. These expenditures demonstrate the hospital's strong commitment to environmental compliance and sustainable operations. Yan yung ating interest report. Kailangan lang itong pirmahan ng PCO. Lagay mo dyan ang pangalan ng PCO, yung kanyang license kung engineer siya, PCO accreditation number kung accredited na siya na as PCO, at saka date signed. For example, January 24, 2026. O, then, countersign din ng managing head. And then, yung date din. So, this is your sample engineer's report. This can be your pattern. Hindi ito 100% complete dahil iba't ibang regional offices ang mag-evaluate sa iba't iba ding application. Halimbawa, Region 1, mag-a-apply ng discharge permit, magsasubmit ng ingest report, ipapasa sa Environmental Management Bureau Region 1. O, check nila yung completeness ng information. Pagka may nakikita silang kulang, i-remark nila yon sa inyo. Kaya huwag kayong mag-alala doon sa remark. Just a remark para ma-complete mo yung information. So this is only pattern. Ang kulang dito yung drawing plan. O, ano ba yung treatment system na ginagamit nyo? O, kailangan nakasulat yan dyan. Kulang din dito yung water consumption mo monthly. O, dapat ilalagay mo dyan. How did you arrive with the total daily volume of discharge? Or how did you arrive doon sa ini-indicate mong daily volume of water consumption? Ilagay mo dyan yung mga water consumption mo sa mga monthly water consumption na data. Lalagay mo dyan. Okay? So marami ka ditong pwedeng idagdag para ma-complete yung information. Huwag ka lang mag-deviate sa outline na binigay nila. So, huwag kayo matakot doon sa remarks nila. Kung i-return nila ang iyong application, natural yun. Napaka-rare na hindi i-return. Kasi hindi naman complete po ang mga reports. Laging may kulang yan. So, pero ang mahalaga dyan, nalaman mo na at kumunti na yung comment ng evaluator. So, this is your ingest report. If you want a copy of this, just comment it below. Or stop and play kayo sa video na to para magaya nyo. Ganoon naman minsan, magsabay-sabay lang kayo sa paggawa ng report dito sa panunood. Thank you very much for time listening. At kung gusto niyo pang matuto, lalong-lalo yung ating appointed PCO on how to prepare this report, attend kayo ng basic training course for Pollution Control Officer conducted by JP Environment Consultancy Services. Meron silang upcoming training on February 10 to 13, 2026 in Lipa City, Batangas, Region 4A. If you want more details of this training, contact 0917-360-1178. 0917-360-1178. So pagka kayo ay gustong matuto pa, you can ask questions below. Thank you very much for time listening and God bless us all.